In the dense vegetation near the front, a Russian soldier lies still, his rifle resting beside him, boots covered in dust. Above, operators from Ukraine's 414th UAV Brigade, Sina unit, watch in silence. The FPV drone hovers low, steady and patient, waiting for confirmation. Seconds pass, then it moves, accelerating toward its target with perfect control. The strike lands cleanly, ending the sequence instantly. This engagement illustrates the precision and restraint behind Ukraine's modern drone doctrine, where every move is guided by data, patience, and absolute timing rather than chaos or chance. Under the harsh afternoon sun, a Russian soldier crouches beneath a small bush, his rifle gripped tightly, scanning the field ahead for movement. The air is still, heat waves shimmering across the terrain. Moments later, he steps out, removes his heavy jacket, and drops to his knees, too exhausted to keep going. After catching his breath, he spots a tall tree nearby and slowly walks toward it, searching for shade. What he doesn't know is that a Ukrainian FPV drone has been tracking him from above, silent and patient. As he sits down, the drone descends, closing in with precision. The soldier raises his hand, perhaps in surrender, then suddenly throws his rifle toward the approaching machine. It makes no difference. The drone stays locked, its path unwavering. The strike follows, clean and direct. Along a shaded forest trail, a group of Russian soldiers pauses to rest after a long march. One of them sits beneath a tree, removing his boots and gear, unaware that a Ukrainian FPV drone has been watching from above. The operator waits patiently, observing every movement. When the soldier lifts his leg to stretch, the drone descends quietly, accelerating toward the target. By the time he notices, it is already too late. The impact is clean. The forest returns to silence. This moment reflects how modern drones extend surveillance into every corner of the battlefield, where even rest becomes part of the tactical equation. Across an open patch of land covered in tall grass and scattered bushes, a lone Russian soldier moves carefully, his steps measured, his head turning with every sound. Whether on a secret mission or left behind, he advances with quiet caution. Overhead, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone observes, transmitting his position through the misty air left by passing rain. The FPV unit is deployed soon after, scanning the field for movement. For several tense moments, visibility remains poor. Then, through the damp brush, a silhouette appears. The drone descends, confirming the target as the soldier ducks into a thicket for cover. Seconds later, the strike connects with precision. The mission ends where concealment once promised safety. Across an open grass field near the front, a lone Russian soldier moves cautiously, his steps quickening as the faint hum of a drone fills the air. Panic takes over. He sprints toward a shallow trench, throwing himself inside for cover. From above, a Ukrainian FPV drone circles patiently, tracking every movement through the narrow line below. Seconds later, it dives, following him into the trench with pinpoint precision. The impact is silent, final, and controlled. What looks like refuge becomes a trap. In the Sumy region, Ukrainian drone units detected subtle movement across scattered brush near the front line. Through thermal imaging, a single Russian soldier appeared, moving quietly between low shrubs. Minutes later, he lay down beneath a small bush to rest, unaware that his position had already been transmitted. An FPV drone launched soon after, descending steadily until it locked onto the target. The soldier never looked up. The impact was precise, leaving no margin for error. Under the midday sun near the front line, A lone Russian soldier walks slowly along a narrow dirt path, exhausted. He steps off the road and rests beneath a tall tree, removing his helmet to wipe away the sweat, unseen above. A Ukrainian FPV drone hovers low, its camera fixed on the target for a moment. It waits, silent and steady. Then, with a sudden burst of speed, it dives toward the tree. The impact is immediate and precise. A lone Russian soldier walks along a dirt path cutting through wide open grasslands. Whether separated from his unit or sent on a quiet mission, no one knows. The heat is relentless. He pushes forward toward a forest edge, seeking shade and cover, unaware that eyes in the sky already follow his every move. A reconnaissance drone locks on, transmitting his coordinates to a nearby strike unit. Moments later, an FPV drone maneuvers through the dense tree line, scanning for movement beneath the branches. The soldier hears the hum, removes his helmet, and drops flat against the ground as if surrendering to silence. Seconds later, the drone finds him and completes its mission with precision. In modern warfare, concealment offers no guarantee what the eye cannot see. The sensor will. Amid the shattered remains of a frontline village, a Russian soldier is struck while moving between the ruins, caught in open ground with no cover left to take. Nearby, another soldier rests under a tree, unaware that an FPV drone has already locked onto his position. The strike follows within seconds, its precision cutting through the silence. Soon, more drones appear across the sector, each targeting isolated movements to prevent regrouping and disrupt scattered formations. These operations reveal how Ukraine's FPV strategy combines constant observation, precision, and timing to suppress mobility and maintain battlefield control. A Ukrainian drone drops a grenade into a Russian bunker. One soldier manages to throw it out, but it rolls back inside before he can react. Moments later, the explosion fills the confined space, ending the attempt as the camera captures the silent aftermath. Near the Liman sector, the Ukrainian ATGM team known as Marana scans the battlefield using thermal optics. Through the haze, 7 Russian soldiers appear, walking closely together across an open field, unaware they've been marked. Seconds later, the missile is already in flight, cutting through the horizon with silent precision. The explosion is quick, the formation gone. This engagement demonstrates how advanced optics, coordination, and timing turn observation into instant tactical dominance on open terrain. In a quiet stretch of forest near the front line, 3 Russian soldiers move carefully along a narrow path, unaware that a Ukrainian drone is watching from above. As they reach a small junction, a grenade drops into their formation, scattering the group instantly. 2 vanish into the brush, while the third, injured, crawls toward a tree for cover. Seconds later, another drone locks onto the heat signature and moves in silently. The final strike lands with measured precision. This engagement highlights how Ukraine's FPV operators use terrain awareness and synchronized timing to dominate even in dense, unpredictable environments where every shadow can become a target zone. Today's footage reveals the raw reality of modern warfare across the active front lines. Ukrainian FPV drone teams targeted multiple Russian logistics vehicles, including troop carriers and supply trucks, as they moved between staging zones. One by one, the drones locked on, executing precision strikes that left entire convoys halted on open roads. Each hit disrupted resupply efforts and slowed movement across key sectors of the battlefield. The footage underscores how logistics, once a behind-the-lines operation, has become a frontline vulnerability. In this environment, mobility is both a strength and a risk, and every exposed vehicle is a potential target. This engagement highlights how Ukraine's evolving drone doctrine continues to reshape tactical warfare, where control of the air often dictates the pace of the ground. In the Luhansk region, a Russian soldier approaches a shattered building, moving carefully toward a narrow window. He tries to climb through, half his body inside, but the gap is too small. From above, A Ukrainian FPV drone locks onto the movement, waiting only a second before engaging. The strike hits before he can pull himself free. These rapid response tactics show how Ukrainian drone operators use pattern recognition and motion analysis to detect and act on threats within